Hey coaches, Coach Tavo here with 5 Minute Football. Okay, it's day one of camp, so what are we going to start teaching? We're going to start teaching formation. Now, when we teach in our system, we start with what we call our base formation. Our base formation can be called left or right to indicate the strength, and later as the season goes, since this is our starting point, we actually drop the base and we just say right or left, and our kids get right into the formation. So again, base right is indicating strength, so I have that drawn up behind me, and our tight end is coming to the right side of the formation. When our tight end comes to the right side, the split end will go opposite side. Now, you can see here, this is going to be, if you recognize football, this is a wing T set. Even though we don't run a wing T system, we do run wing T philosophies. And I'll get that when we get to the videos on calling offense. All right, so here we're going to have our slot and our wing. Our wing is lined up off the tight end, and the wing is lined up off by a 1-by-1 formation. So 1 yard off the tackle and 1 yard behind the line of scrimmage. On the opposite side of the formation, we have the slot, and he is going to be lined up 1-by-1 off an imaginary tight end. So when you first get this player used to the formation, you might want to put a tight end there and then remove them so they can start to gauge where they're supposed to line up off off the tackle. Again, 1 yard by 1 yard off the imaginary tight end. Now here we're going to be running in a pistol. We'll explain later why we run out of a pistol set. There's many advantages, although there's some problems that you're going to have to work through. All right, now, once again, with what we love about this set, or why we came up with this formation, is this formation is built to run. The wing T is a running offense. Okay, now we're built to run, but we also have 1, 2, 3, 4 eligible receivers that can get out into their patterns very quickly and effectively. It's very difficult for defenses to sell out to try and stop our run game and defend pass at the same time. So although we don't pass a lot, our passes end up being big hitters. Okay, now that's the reason why we enter into this, but you can see the other reason I love this is we can be very flexible and get out of this set and into other things to give multiple looks without changing our offensive game plan. So to get out of declaring a strength, we can bump our tight end out here, and you might recognize this as like a Navy type of front, Navy formation. Well, this spreads us out and gives us 2 eligibles on each side. We call this a tight 22. And tight 22, I can still run our same run game inside with ability to hit quick screens and quick passing game on the outside. We also have balance, so we're not declaring the strength. Sometimes where we line up the back can tip what we'd like to do. Now, if we're finding that these guys are having trouble blocking the CD gap players here, what we do is we go to 22, which is true 22, and we just widen our guys out. Okay? It looks completely different. It looks like a spread formation, but it's still our basic offense. We just widen our kids out. The reason we're doing that is if these guys don't leave the box, well, we're not going to run in here. We're going to hit quick screens out here and our quick 3-step drop back pass game. Now, we never let these guys cross the formation, but if I ever want to get into a trip set, the 4 and 2 will just bump over to the same side. I can bump them back to the opposite side, and it's very easy to use that base formation and get into other different sets. Okay, so now after we've learned the formations, we're going to start talking about these kids, the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5, and the 6. What types of players are we going to need in those positions in this offense?